Is this thing on or how's it going? Well, hello and how's it going? Well, how's it going?
Hello, and how's it going? Hello, how's it going?
Well, how's it going? Well, how's it going?
Well, no, sorry. Well, how's it going?
Well, how's it going? I'm here with you. I looked at you and I started
I was
laughing.
going to say good.
Well, how's it going? I'm here with Kristian and Madison, and we're back.
We are back.
The back, baby. Don't, my phone vibrated.
Try not to laugh.
Well, how's it going? I'm here with Giggle, Kristian
Giggles.
Karamatich,
Eagles.
and Madison Phipps. I really feel underwhelmed because
I can't see
Makali
you,
in the
Ben.
last episode absolutely nailed the introduction.
I know, we should have just got him to stay back and just film this introduction as well.
Well, we were already running like 45 minutes late because of you.
I wasn't running late. Ben
I'm
wasn't
never
running
late. That's actually one thing about
You
me.
were late.
You were
I know, but I-
significantly late today.
It doesn't.
It's just a day, isn't it?
It's just a day.
It's just been
It's
a
just
day.
not been my day.
Yeah.
Today has been a day for Madison.
Not been a
folks.
day. She's lost a listing. She's.
Oh.
I
what
didn't
else?
lose it.
Oh.
I don't think I didn't get it in the first place.
Well,
I did.
debatable.
What else
Oh,
you done?
no.
What else has ruined your day?
Oh,
She had to see us.
I don't know where to
Unfortunately,
start.
I got to see her most days.
Yeah, but you and I together at the same time.
Yeah, true.
That'll do it.
That will do it. That will ruin everyone's day.
Yeah, honestly. It ruined all the Indonesians' day in Bali, didn't it?
I
The
didn't
boys
know
just
where
got
you
back
were
from
going.
Bali.
Where did you think I was going to go with
A
that?
week and a bit ago. Yep. We all
What-
live in
what was
the-
your
I only got-
highlight?
I only got back a week ago. You got back earlier.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Well-
My highlight was that I didn't get Bali belly.
Did you like Bali?
It was different.
You'd go back?
It was different.
It was, I enjoyed
That's
it.
such a warm response.
it's different
what,
to the whole,
what a third world country is.
I've never been to a third world country, not
Yeah.
properly.
Well, you have
anyway.
now.
I've been to some European countries that arguably could qualify. but-
Debatable.
Sorry, I just squeaked. Did that sound bad on them?
You what?
I moved like in my
Squeaked.
seat and it squeaked.
Anyway, I did enjoy it. I had fun. It was
And you'd go back.
big adjustment when I first got there. I was just like, whoa, it was a lot. But then
Really?
you realize how cheap the cigarettes are and you think, oh, this is okay.
There you go.
No, I think I would go back, but I think it would depend on what for. Like, I don't think I would just go back on my own just like that to go
I
look
would.
around. Like,
I would. I'd go back in a heartbeat.
I would.
Anytime, anywhere.
Yeah. I'd live there.
I reckon I could live there.
I could live 100%. I could live there.
I wouldn't live cheaply.
No,
Like,
I
lot
want
of
a
people
nice
go there
villa.
to save money. Yeah, you'd be
Yeah.
in a nice villa and day clubbing most days.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I could do like one of those little like fake jobs, you know, those like influencers do in the cafe where they like have their matcha and they're like typing away and they're doing fuck all.
Half of our clients.
you,
what
guys,
do
you, guys
mean?
know, you guys know they do have real estate in Bali. You could just do
They
real
do,
estate over
but
there.
what are you going to be making on a $69,000 sale?
Literally.
Enough to live off over there.
And I don't know
actually,
if you've
I say
seen
that
the
because
building.
my Instagram feed is absolutely slammed with Indonesian real estate at the moment. I don't know. It's like
You wouldn't be getting a
geotag.
building test done over there. They're falling down.
Nah, they build a lot of them brand new, and then they suck in Westerners to buy them.
Yeah, how well do they build them? That's probably the better question.
Oh, have you seen their scaffolding?
Hey,
It's just all bamboo.
We were laughing when we were driving
No
around.
shoes,
When we were driving around
construction
Bali, we
sites.
couldn't stop laughing at their construction sites.
Yeah,
We were
it's just
like,
the sticks, like the sticks of bamboo in the
Hey, you know
Ground?
what?
dude was barefoot, no shirt, no hard hat, mixing concrete while smoking a durry.
durry
It's like, this
in the squat
this is the
position.
kind of country I need to be in.
Yeah.
Their build time is like a quarter of ours. Get rid of the red
Really?
tape.
I thought it
She just
took a
slaps-
really long time.
They slap them up. No DAs, no approval.
Yeah,
no,
that's what happens when there's no
this is my
formwork
land. I'm
done.
going 6 stories high. Good luck. And if someone doesn't like it, here's a couple of 100,000 repair. Keep your lips shut.
That sounded so personal.
Oh no, I had that discussion over there. We were cracking jokes saying like
Oh,
how easy it'd
so it
be
was
just
rehearsed.
to buy something and just whip out whatever you want.
So on today's episode,
Yeah, we're
this
not
is-
talking about
we're talking
Indonesian
about
real estate.
Indonesian real estate. We're doing a
Yeah.
deep dive on the construction process of Indonesia.
That's not a bad shout, but the
It's a
real
terrible
reason we're
shout.
here
We're not
today,
doing that.
a little bit of a different episode,
Yeah.
a bit of an Instagram trend, I'd say in the last 12 months, a day in the life of.
KK.
Yeah. I think the trend, though, you're supposed to like record your day as well. And then you
Yeah, but no one wants to visually see your day. Like,
I don't want to visually see my own day. I don't know why anyone else would want to. I've been nominated to go first. I didn't agree to this. I was nominated.
Yeah.
oh, poor Kristian, didn't agree.
You did the
Uh,
last meet us Was that who we are?
Meet the podcast. Yeah.
When we did our introductions, you went last for the introductions, so you go first for the week in the life.
Is that how it works?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Obviously, we were talking about doing a day in the life, and I sort of was thinking about it, and I couldn't really give you a day in the life because I think, given the nature of the kind of work that I do, it fluctuates like there's no tomorrow. So I don't really know days. I don't really have a set daily routine. It changes so much day to day, even week to week.
But I'm assuming your morning routine and your night routine stay pretty consistent, no?
A lot of so when I go see clients, a lot of the time I'm seeing clients in the evenings.
Okay.
So that sort of changes as well.
It never stops.
Look, I do have, as well, my idea was to give you a bit of a weekly kind of day in the week.
Yeah.
A week in the life. Week in the life instead of a day in the life.
A week in the life of your mortgage broker.
Yeah. And I was told it has to be full deep dive into my personal life and everything as well, not just work related.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to be very cautious about how deeply I go into that.
Spill the beans.
It's really a good segment leading into Broker Wants a Wife.
I would disagree hotly with that. I think that's a very, very debatable take on that. No, look, my life is realistically, it's pretty chaotic. I'm not going to lie to you guys. Generally speaking, in the mornings, depends on the level of motivation, obviously, but I do try to get up. I'm usually awake by about 6 o'clock. I'm usually out of bed by 6:30, 6:30.
Yep.
Depending on how high my motivation levels are, I try to go for a run in the mornings. It is hard because I do a lot of other physical activity, so I don't run every day. The days that I don't run, I usually try to go for a walk down the harbour. So I live in North Wollongong, so it's,
beautiful.
from my front door down to North Beach is like 5
You literally are on like the walking path.
Yeah, close. Yeah, pretty on the new one they just built.
Yeah.
It was a pain in the arse now building it, but anyway.
It's there now.
So that's generally in the mornings. At one point, I sort of, this last year, so 2025, I wasn't really going to the gym or anything. I did used to. So my mornings used to be either get up.
What gym were you part of?
I was going to Anytime for a while.
Yeah.
I do want to start that up again because I feel like I need to. Just because I can't go for a run every morning. If I could, I would, but it's too much. My body kills me. So you got to break it up. So generally, I wake up in the morning. I'll usually go for a run or a walk or something. I try to. Sometimes I don't always succeed. I might wake up a little bit later. I obviously am pretty flexible. So if I wake up a bit later, it's not that big a deal. But generally, I'll get up, I'll go for a run, I'll come home, have a shower. If I'm, again, motivated, I'll make some breakfast. If not, I'll just have a coffee. And that's generally
coffee and run.
I don't do breakfast a lot of the time.
I feel like people are either they're breakfast people or they aren't.
I'm not.
I'm not either.
I used to get abused as a kid by my parents and my grandparents saying, you have to eat breakfast.
It's the most important meal of the day.
I know, but I struggle. I don't have an appetite in the morning.
Either do I.
So I struggle. So usually my...
Are you a breakfast person, Ben?
I am. Yeah.
What do you have?
Lately I've been having steak and eggs, bit of a random one.
What?
Yeah, I know.
He's a bodybuilder.
No,
settle
not
down.
from a bodybuilder. Like more cooking steak for my son. Otherwise, just bacon and eggs, avocado and eggs.
You're actually chefing it up.
How are you bothered? The days that I am bothered to eat
you were going to say like 2 wheat bix with a bit of honey on there.
I don't
You're
like
out
cereal.
here cooking gourmet.
I like cereal. I like cereal for dessert. Like I'll have Nutri-Grain for dessert.
Oh, how good's Nutri-Grain?
Froth
Fruit
it.
Loops,
Absolutely
Cocoa
froth it.
Pops.
Oh, speaking my language.
Oh.
But I don't like that in the morning. Like in the morning, I'll have toast, maybe
Savory.
cream cheese or Vegemite or avocado and a poached egg or...
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Eggs with soldiers.
Too much effort.
You're actually whipping up steak.
Yeah, I know, but then you just cook the steak, bit of salt and pepper, cook the steak, and then cook the eggs.
Okay.
Like, just 2 fried
I might
eggs.
give it a shot. Sorry.
Just basic.
So much effort.
Sorry, Kristian,
One
to sidetrack.
pan, very basic.
I'm very
sorry.
shocked.
In the mornings, I've gotten so lazy. Not lazy, but like I'm so off breakfast and I couldn't be bothered doing it in the mornings that I don't even like have coffee with milk anymore. I just a straight shot of espresso out of the coffee.
See, I feel sick if I don't have breakfast. Like I get to lunch and I'm actually better faint.
No, I last, no worries. I get to lunch. I'm hungry by the time lunch rolls around, but I usually get pretty.
Well, I'm hungry.
That's also because I will have between when I wake up and lunchtime, I'll have like 4 coffees.
So that suppresses your appetite in itself.
If I have 2 coffees, I'm shaky.
Yeah.
I'm like,
no.
How about when I have sorry, I'm moving.
You can. It's okay.
Getting comfortable.
Getting comfortable.
Get comfy.
My leg went dead. Sometimes I have 2 coffees, 1 coffee, 2 coffees, and I need a straight jacket. I'm like in this office.
You walk around like jittering.
I'm like, someone get me a straight jacket. I need help.
Yeah, no, I'm not like that at all. I'll have like 3 or 4 coffees before midday and I'm fine.
I think it depends on the beans or something for me. Like what beans people are using.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's the beans that are the issue, Madison.
Yeah.
Because
There's a
sometimes
common
I'm totally
denominator.
fine. Like this morning I had pre-workout and a double shot large coffee and I was fine.
That's bro, that's worse than my 4 coffees.
But sometimes I have 1 small latte with 1 shot and I'm done for the day.
See, I'm the opposite. I'll be driving home from Sydney at like 9 o'clock at night. I'll have a Red Bull on the way home. And I'll still fall asleep when I get home, no problems. I'm sick for caffeine.
No.
Anyway.
Red Bull after like 6 p.m. and I'm no good.
Yeah, I'm just.
I've never tried.
in the head.
I'm not game to either.
If you're getting
explode.
jitters off a small latte, I wouldn't.
I get anxiety like if I can't sleep.
I don't.
I'm not going to try it.
Anywho, coffee in the morning generally. I try to be at the office by about 8:30 generally.
Yeah.
Office being, so I live in North Wollongong. We work currently we have a home office at my dad's place, which is in Fig Tree. So my morning commute is like 10 minutes.
Lucky.
Sometimes if so again, I'll go through my whole week each day, but that's the general routine in the morning. Some days if I've gotten home late the night before during the week, I'll sleep in. I might get up at like 7:30. And then some days I get sidetracked doing stuff and my walk goes longer than I think and I'll get to the office at 9 o'clock. But generally 9 o'clock is the latest I get to the office.
Yeah.
Usually then the mornings, I said I was going to do week. I'll start week to week. Monday is my one day that I generally don't have any like recurring commitments on, aside from obviously work.
Mm-hmm.
So Monday's kind of become my designated laundry day.
Oh.
I make it a point to try and get out of the office by like 3:30, 4 o'clock so I can go home and do my washing for the week.
He's domesticated.
I have to be. No, because I'm like type 1, like in the sense of like it has to all be done. If it's not, I'm going to lose my mind.
Yeah.
So Monday is generally my chill day. Obviously with work, given I usually have a lot of other commitments during the week too. So if I do need to go see clients, it's usually Mondays or Thursday nights because Tuesdays I generally have soccer, futsal, with our previous guest, Macaulay. And Ben actually filled in for us last night. Thanks, Ben. That's been a recurring thing for years now. We've always played five-a-side, which is just a lot of fun.
Yep.
That's usually Tuesday evenings.
Keeps you sane.
Yeah, so Tuesday, same thing as Monday. And the morning routine's generally the same most days. Tuesday nights is futsal. Wednesday nights is my recurring night. I'm always up in Sydney. So I do Croatian folkloric dancing. And that's...
Sorry, folkloric.
Folklore.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'm just curious. I didn't know, I just called it always Croatian dancing.
It is. It's traditional Croatian dancing.
Okay.
And that's up in Sydney in Adenza Park at the Croatian Club out west. So that's every Wednesday night and it starts at 8 o'clock.
Ooh.
So and usually finishes by 9:30 by the time you have a chat with people because it's all friends and we all know each other. And
you're all
most
related.
Wednesday nights, I'm generally not home till about 11 o'clock.
Okay.
So Wednesday nights and then Thursday mornings usually my rough morning. So I'm getting home a lot later. By the time I get home, I'm usually hungry because I'm dancing. I got to eat something. I got to shower, and I'm not getting to bed till midnight half the time on Wednesdays.
Cooking dinner?
Not on a Wednesday night. Usually, no. I just don't get
grab something and go.
Because what I do, I have a lot of clients based in Sydney, especially out Western Sydney. So a lot of the time, if I do need to see a client, I will try schedule it for a Wednesday evening, so I can see the client on the way to dancing, and then I go straight there. So kind of 2 birds, 1 stone. So Wednesday is usually my disaster day. I get nothing done Wednesdays in terms of if I have housework left over, it's not happening on a Wednesday. Even cooking, I'll just get takeout.
Fair enough.
Unless I have leftovers or whatever.
Yeah.
Thursday is my other day that I generally don't have any prior commitments on. So usually, again, if I need to book in to go see some clients, I usually try to do it Thursday nights is my best night for appointments usually. Friday nights, actually, only in the last maybe 6-7 months have become fully free for me. Prior to that, I used to also teach Croatian dancing here in Wollongong too. So Friday nights were also a write-off for me too. That was at the Crow Centre in Fig Tree.
Yep.
Saturdays, we're about to head into soccer season now. So usually Saturday is soccer in the afternoon.
Yep.
Followed by, depending on time you finish, you go to the pub afterwards, go home, have a shower, go out for drinks, all the rest of it, and then Sundays.
And then get home on Sunday afternoon.
So, Sunday usually, Sunday's usually up in the morning. I'm usually at church, at the Croatian church.
Oh, God, you made me just look terrible.
Well, it depends. It depends how
if he's up.
That was correct. Yeah. It's a big if. And then a lot of the time on Sundays,
really big if.
Yeah, so Sundays and then after church is usually sort of family time on Sunday. So if I'm in Wollongong, I'll usually go to my auntie's house or my dad's place and I'll have lunch with my auntie and my cousins or my dad, my brother, whatever. And then usually every second weekend
He's a family man and a godly man, ladies.
Thanks, Madison.
Plugging him well.
And then, every second Sunday I usually go up to Sydney because I've got my family in Sydney too. So my mum, my granddad, my uncle are in Sydney.
So you're obviously very jam-packed with extracurricular activities and family, friend commitments.
Correct.
You're 9 to 5. Obviously, every day it is really different. But how do you usually structure your day? When you walk into the office, it's just, is it?
I wanted to run through the extra stuff first so people understand that it's I really, really have to use my time in the office efficiently.
Yeah.
If I don't, I drown.
Yeah.
Realistically. But again, it also depends how busy I am. I go through periods for I might go for a month straight where I've got nothing going on. I'm sitting in the office bored, twiddling my thumbs. Like that does happen sometimes in my line of work. And then other times I'll go 2 months straight where I just.
I think that's just the property industry in general.
Yeah.
Everyone goes through waves.
So what I generally try to do, given all the other extracurricular stuff that I do and how much I load onto my plate, I make it a point. I'm usually out of the office, to be honest with you, by like 2:30, 3 o'clock most afternoons. So what I'll do, I generally will try smash as much work out as I can in that period from when I first get to the office till that 2 o'clock, so that I can then go home in the afternoon and have time to do the other stuff that I do. Because obviously there's this. I do all the editing for the podcast, as I said before.
Yeah, he does.
That takes up a lot of time. So generally what I'll try to do is I'll smash out the broking side of things in the morning, sort of just after lunch.
Mm-hmm.
And then if I get home by 2:30, I've then got a few hours spare to sit down and smash out some editing stuff.
Yeah.
Plus, there's all the other extra stuff, even for the business, like the marketing side of things for the business, everything else. Like there's a whole range of things. So generally, in terms of like a normal work day, if I'm in the office by like 8:30, I'll walk in the door, say hi to dad, say hi to the dog, happy days.
What type of dog?
Little Maltese Shih Tzu.
Oh,
he's an old man now, though.
We used to have a little old lady Maltese Shih Tzu.
He's 14 now. He was my grandparents' dog when they were alive.
Okay. We had a 15. Ours passed at 15, but she was an old lady.
See, ours isn't. He's 14, but he acts like a puppy. He still runs around.
Oh, there you go.
Crazy person.
I reckon ours is blind and deaf.
Ours has gone deaf. He can't do anything now. Like to get his attention, you have to clap like loudly. Otherwise, it'll be you.
So cute.
But anywho, generally when I walk in the door, if it's 8:30, I'll usually I'll put my stuff down, turn on the computer, and go make a coffee straight away.
Another coffee.
Yeah, I'll have my first coffee usually at like, I don't know, 7 to 7:30, depending if I've gone for a run or not. And then I'll be having my second coffee by like as soon as I get to the office because I have to. And then I'll basically sit at my desk. Usually the first hour is admin, to be honest with you, just catching up on any emails, planning out the day, going over what tasks I need to do. And then usually, so with my job, obviously, it's very hard to then have set times where you sort of do certain tasks and certain things. Like I wish I could.
It's kind of just do it when you can.
Correct. Because a lot of my job also revolves around talking to people, whether it's clients, whether it's bank credit assessors, whether it's conveyancers or agents, whatever it is, I'm constantly on the phone.
Yeah.
So a lot of the time it's the biggest struggle that I have is trying to stay on task. You'd hate to be a broker and have ADHD because you can't sit. I'll say to myself, I'm going to put aside an hour to go over and smash out this input or something or work out this person's borrowing capacity or whatever. And I'll be 5 minutes into it and I get a phone call and it's an urgent deal that I've been waiting for this assessor to call me all week and I'll have to take it.
And then you forget to go back to the other task.
Yeah. And then the assessor will call me and go, yeah, I've got an issue with this file. You need to deal with X, Y, Z. And I'm like, okay, crap. I'll deal with that now because it's fresh in my mind. And then I forget about the task I was just doing. So the biggest challenge that I find with my job is trying to stay on task because, it's just the nature of the job is you just can't.
Yeah.
So that's generally speaking, though, in the mornings is usually when I try to do my non-client facing follow-up because I find I probably tend to get the least amount of calls in the mornings.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I say that it depends. It differs so drastically. It's so hard to pinpoint.
Yeah.
But generally speaking, a lot of people, because most people, like if they need to speak to a broker, they're not going to call first thing in the morning generally. By the time most people want to ease into their day and then they'll call like on their lunch break or later in the afternoon when they finish off work kind of thing. So I try to use the mornings to do as much of the manual sort of work as I need to, whether it's crunching numbers for somebody's borrowing capacity or chasing up a file. That's the other big part of our job is follow-up. Like if you leave the banks unchecked and something falls into a black hole, they just leave it. They forget about it. So you've got to constantly be chasing them, kicking them in the ass, even chasing clients sometimes saying, hey, we need this urgently. Like you got to get this to me. So the mornings generally from 9 to 12 is a lot more of the manual sort of stuff that I do. And that way it frees me up in the afternoon so that when those calls do start coming in, I'm generally free.
Yeah. I know even with some real estate agents, they're so specific with their time. And don't get me wrong, they're amazing at what they do. But we even used to have a guy that used to work at our office and he actually would not take your phone call out of 8 to 10 and 4 till 6 p.m. at night. In between that time, he would have 1 hour of checking emails only. Mm-hmm. And it was appointments for the rest of it. He was that strict with himself. As for me.
See, I don't do that.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I don't think in our line of work, I don't think you can do that. It's not fair to people that they, you know what I mean? If at the end of the day, as my job is to be available to people. I'm here to help people and be their point of contact and be their primary support when it comes to the finance side of things. If they need me to be available, I need to be available.
I think that's more coming from a point to keep rolling with tasks. Like I know it's really hard to sit down at your desk and pick up a task knowing in 22 minutes, I've got to get up and leave and head to Warrawong.
It is.
It's really hard to get into a bit of a flow. So that's why sometimes I say, okay, Wednesday, I've got no client appointments. I'm going in active wear, I'm going in casual clothes. So I know I can't run out of the door and see a client. It's a no.
Absolutely.
Sit down and actually do some manual stuff.
That's the biggest thing that I find is it's discipline.
Yeah, it's discipline, 100%.
Your line of work, I'm sure, at the end of the day.
And being self-employed is all discipline as well.
I've got no one there to tell me what to do. I've got no one there.
No one's sacking
That's
you.
a good thing. I've got flexibility, you know. The other good thing is I've got total flexibility where if I have something really important, non-work related, I can do it during the week. I can take a day to go see my grandfather in Sydney and help him with certain things. I can take a day to do whatever I need to do. You know what I mean? And no one questions me on it.
But it's hard to stay motivated.
Correct. So yeah, and that's the thing. You know, especially I find the hardest time for me to stay motivated is after lunch because I'll have lunch, I'll eat, you know, and you sort of sit on the couch for half an hour just to get your thoughts, and then it's really
food coma, get back into it.
It's hard to then get the motivation to get back into it. It is. And so the biggest thing in our line of work is, for me, I would say the two biggest things is time management and discipline. So generally speaking, for me, because if I've got appointments and I've gone through like some of my crazy busy weeks that I've had, you know, when it's really popping off and it's really busy, especially trying to see clients. There was one week I had a while ago now, I think it was while my dad was overseas. So I was managing both of our books, so double the workload. And I had appointments every single night of the week, Monday to Friday. And the thing is, when I have appointments, I will still do my normal work. So I'll get to work at 8:30 in the morning, and then I'll have an appointment scheduled in Sydney because a lot of our clients are in Sydney for 6 o'clock. So then I'm basically working until like 4:30, quickly duck home, have a shower, get changed, in the car to Sydney. And a lot of the time, I remember there was one week where every night it was like double appointments. So I'll have one at 6 o'clock, one at 7:30. And in those instances, I've had days where I'll get to the office and start working at 8:30. And by the time I get home from Sydney after these other appointments, if my last appointment's at 8 o'clock, for example, I'm done by 9. I'm home by like 10:30. It's like a 14-hour day. And this is again where that time management is so important because, you know, most of my appointments don't happen during the day.
No.
Because people work and I have to cater around that. So I lose a lot of my evenings to going to see clients, which is part of the job. I knew that going into it. Dad always prepped me for that.
Yeah, it's like our Saturdays. So they're inevitable.
Correct.
And you have to give them up. That is one thing with the job.
Yeah, you can't escape them. So for me, that's why it's very hard. I'm a creature of habit and I like routine, but in my line of work, I don't get a set routine and I can't.
I think the routine itself, that's why I was going to say, I would have thought you would have had a more structured morning and night because you do love routine, that I would think that it would help you set yourself up for that day.
I wish it did, but unfortunately no, because like I said, I just load too much up on my own plate in the sense of, you know, I've got to divide my time, especially because, you know, I try to do marketing for the business as well. Like I'll try to allocate days to shoot reels and then I've got to go off and edit them and manage the socials and stuff. And then obviously with the podcast too, doing the editing and stuff, even organizing recording. It's a Wednesday night we're recording. Like it's just trying to squeeze. I think my biggest problem is there's a lot of things that I love and that I enjoy doing, and I try to squeeze a lot of it in.
Yeah.
You're very good at saying no.
Correct.
Maybe not even, I would say as well, I'm the same as you. I thrive off routine, but mine's not even like I do this, and this order. I have non-negotiables. Yeah. And I'd say they're the same. That's the same as you, having non-negotiables, but not having a set time you have to do them more in.
Yeah. Yes and no. I wouldn't even say I have that. During a normal work day, my work day is realistically dictated by the workflow and what I've got on. You know, like this week, my first week back after the holidays and the breaks and everything, and it's been a little bit more hectic. I've had a lot happening. Had a lot of family stuff happening as well that I'm trying to juggle with that as well. And so trying to keep on top of it is very like, ooh. But then, you know, leading up to Christmas, work was so cruisy. I was knocking off at like 2 o'clock and just going home and watching TV.
So you take it when you can. You take the quiet, and that's also hard. It comes with a bit of a guilty.
That's the one thing that I've struggled to learn. You just beat me to the punch.
Yeah. Well, I mean, all three of us are self-employed. Guilt plays a massive toll in it. But then when things start speeding up again,
you crave that time out when you don't have it, but then when you get it, you feel guilty.
Yes,
like,
100%.
I'm sitting here on my
You feel
hands.
like a failure.
It's 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm watching Netflix or playing PlayStation. I should be going and chasing more leads and doing more.
You speak to people that do work a 9 to 5 and have a boss. They're not 100% working that 9 to 5. You're telling me they're not sitting there scrolling on their phones or, you know, talking to their.
Dom's chuckling because Dom does work 9 to 5. So to speak.
I'm probably talking more maybe like, office.
It'll be 10 in the afternoon. He's sending me reels. 10 in the morning, sorry, you're sending me reels.
Oh, there you go. You are a part of the problem.
The problem. He distracts me. Yeah.
No, but 100% motivation is a really, really hard thing. And also guilt, 100% guilt.
Absolutely. And look, people, I cop a lot of shit, especially from like my family and my close friends. They love to say, "Oh, you knock off work at 3:00 every afternoon."
But you don't see the nights I'm getting home at 10:00.
Yes, and also a lot of the time I'm not just going home to sit on my hands either. I'm going home to do things like the podcast or planning some marketing stuff and some social content and all that kind of thing. So it's a bit of I'm not generally just going home and doing nothing. And if I am, it's a rare occurrence. So it's like, let me enjoy it. Fuck off. Like,
Yeah,
leave me alone.
really.
And like when I try to balance my time where if I know I've got one of those crazy days with appointments in the evening, I will knock off work at 3:00 and I'll go home and I'll play PlayStation for 2 hours to unwind, let my brain
See, I can't do that.
Because then I know at 5:00 I'm out the door again to go do more work.
I can't switch off in between. I feel like if I know I'm going back out, I'm sitting there in my heels and I'm just sitting there twiddling.
See, I can. I regularly do it where I'll go home like at 3 PM and have 2 hours to myself, even if it's just laying in bed scrolling on my phone.
See,
just so I can switch my brain off. Because then at 5:00 or whatever, I'm out the door, I'm in the car, I'm up to Sydney to go see clients.
I guess I want to go to the gym, but then I have to get ready again and it's just not going to work.
That's the exact reason I struggled with that for a long time. That's why I started doing my fitness, whether it's running or gym, in the mornings.
Yeah.
Because, I don't like sleeping in. If I sleep in too long, I feel guilty. I'm like, what a waste of a morning. If I get out of bed at 8:00, I'm like, what have I done? I've wasted the day.
Well, Sunday's the only morning I get to sleep in. And sometimes I wake up and I'm like, what planet am I on? And I feel like that would be the same during the week.
It is. And my problem is, though, if I'm waking up at 6:30 because I feel guilty sleeping in, but I'm not going for a run or to the gym or something, I end up just sitting there for like an hour scrolling on my phone anyway. It's just a waste of time.
Yeah.
So that's why I try to do it in the mornings, and that's when I generally find I wouldn't say I have more motivation in the mornings, but it's more like, well, I'm up now. I need to use this time effectively. It's almost like this. I guilt myself into doing it.
Yeah.
Like if I don't do it, I'm going to feel like an asshole. So I need to get up, go for a run, go to the gym,
get into it,
whatever it might be. So yeah, generally speaking, day in the life of the broker, it differs. That's the problem. I can't give you a set day in the life. I see those videos online, the one you were talking about, and I envy those people that have that every day is like the same set routine. I could never. Just doesn't work that way.
The only part of your routine is that you wake up and you go to sleep. That's the only thing that stays consistently the same. And you go to work.
And I have a shot of espresso in the morning. That's pretty much the extent of it. Just one of them when I first wake up. Okay. That's okay. So yeah.
As a very, I guess, briefer way then, what was today like?
Today was pretty hectic, pretty chaotic, I would say. In the sense of, so I woke up this morning. I was going to go for a run, but we had futsal last night. So this is the other dilemma I have. If I play futsal on a Tuesday night and I wake up Wednesday morning, I'm usually wrecked. Like I can't. My body will not allow me to go for a run. That happened this morning. I got up and I was going to go for a run. And today was one of those rare mornings where I got up and it was 6:30 and I was like, I can't. I'm too sore. And I realized Arsenal were playing at 7:00, Champions League this morning. So instead of sitting there doom scrolling or going for a walk, whatever, I thought, screw it. I'm going to sit here and I'm going to watch the Arsenal game because they don't often play at that kind of convenient time. So I did. So
Very true.
I got to the office a bit later. Today I got to the office at 10 to 9 this morning because I was watching the Arsenal game.
Boy.
Yeah. And this morning was basically, I had a lot on my plate today, stuff that I knew I needed to do. Unfortunately, like a lot of the time also during the day, I've got dad at the office too. So I'll spend 20 minutes in the morning sometimes just catching up with dad if I haven't seen him for a little bit just to get on the same, especially about work, making sure we're on the same page. At the moment, we're also crazy busy because me and dad are doing a duplex build. We've got DA approval now, chasing down construction certificates and contractors and things. So that's been killing us. So I've been trying to insert that with work as well. Had a lot of stuff happening family-wise too, personal stuff that I've had to sort of deal with, trying to find time to squeeze that all into. And on top of that, work's also been really busy since I got back, which is a good thing. Nice problem to have. So this morning, what did I do this morning when I first got to work? I can't even remember. It's a bit of a blur. But I was in the office I left the office at 3:30 because we had recording. I had to be here by 5. So I left at 3:30, went home, had a shower, got changed, whatever, pretty much got ready and came straight here. So today I haven't really stopped.
Yeah.
Even lunch, I stuffed lunch down my throat in about 20 minutes, went back to work because I've had too much I had to do today. In terms of like, I had lots of things coming back, had to order a few valuations, people buying properties, converting. Another one that, I had to sort of sit down and properly dissect the file and put everything together, let the client know what we needed documents wise. Another one I had to chase up because we hadn't back from the credit team. Like there was just a lot of that really
loose ends
stuff. Yeah. And then the last few days, there's also been a few new leads that have come in too. So you dedicate a bit of time going over that and talking to people and whatever. And yeah, so today's been one of those days where it's been very chaotic in terms of, it happened to me, I think 3 times today where I sat down to do this one particular task and I got a phone call or something else happened and I got sidetracked. And it got to 1:00 or 1:30 and I went, shit, I haven't done this. It's going to take me at least a couple of hours to properly go over all this. I need to sit down and do this. And I did. There was a couple of phone calls that came through, but I had to I sent them to voicemail because I had to.
Yeah.
So to your point, today was one of those days where it was a bit more chaotic and I had to actually put my phone down and say, okay, I need to put this on silent for a little bit because it's just, I need to get this task done.
That's good. There's your self-discipline.
Yeah. Yeah. Not in a good way. Like, I don't like doing that with my phone. I like to be available to people. But that being said, I will always make it a point. If someone contacts me or tries to call me on a day, I will make sure they hear back from me.
Oh, 100%. Well, I mean, sometimes we're in an open with people for an hour straight. You get 3 phone calls. I always just with people, we'll call you back ASAP.
Absolutely.
And I always call them back on that day, even if I can't speak to them in that moment. They're going to hear back from you.
Well, I always do. Even if people call me like later and I've got appointments, right, or even if I'm just burnt out and I can't, I'll send them a text saying, hey, I'm done work for the day. I'm not going to get a chance to call you. I'll call you first thing.
Well, how many industries and how many jobs that you call up a place and you speak to the person you need to in that moment? It's either you're making an appointment, the receptionist is going to take a message and call you back.
Yeah.
I mean, you feel so guilty.
Call center.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I've had 3 sitting you. You feel so guilty, but when you really, strip it back, there's really not many industries where you can call someone and speak to them exactly when you want to talk to them.
Absolutely. I think I've covered everything. I don't know. Have I covered everything? Is there anything else about my days that you want to know?
The only thing 5th time, literally the same number.
See, when I see that area code,
make sure
state,
it's not
that's usually, I know that's one particular bank.
Hello?
Oh my gosh, she's actually.
Hi.
That's a first.
We're breaking ground on this podcast.
When you hear that beep, you know.
Yeah.
I was going to ask specific tasks. Like, yes, you're a mortgage broker. Yes, you go to work, you take phone calls, but like what do you actually do? Like not being, does that sound rude?
In a nutshell.
Like what are your actual tasks?
So, I mean, from where to go, like, for example, when a client...
we sell houses, but we've got still things we need to do.
Like, when a client first calls me, for example, I need to sit down. I usually try to do the initial consult over the phone, and then that enables me to collect all I'll be on the phone at least 10, 15 minutes, collect all the base level information that I need from them, even get them to send me some pay tips so I can run some rough figures for them. Because what I like to do when I go to meet clients in person, I like to already have crunched their borrowing capacity and told them what's possible.
Yeah.
Otherwise, the meeting's a bit pointless. You're kind of chasing your own tail. So I make it a point. So, for example, if I get a new lead on a given day.
Walk in with a little bit of something.
I'll need to sit down and then take the call, take the information. Once they send me the paperwork, I then need to actually physically sit down, break down their income, break down their expenses, plug it into a bank servicing calculator, and play around with the figures and actually put together a scenario for them. So putting together a scenario might mean some people already know what they want to accomplish. They just need to know how to get there. So I give them a comparison of lenders and the options and the ways they can structure it to do it. Some people have no concept of what they actually want to do. They just need to know, what can I do? How much can I borrow? So you sort of work out the numbers as to how much they can actually borrow, what a bank's going to give them, and give them some numbers on the screen to show this is how it looks. Yep. From that point, obviously, you then organize meetings with clients. So it's a lot of time on the phone saying, yep, when are you free? When can I see you? Just dealing with emails as well. And then obviously when a client says, yep, I'm ready to pull the trigger, let's do this. I then generally need to put together an email pack for them saying, this is the documentation that I need, blah, 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 this and that. Get the paperwork signed, all that kind of thing. If there's any paperwork, usually it's all e-sign now anyway. Once they get documentation back to me, generally that is when my loan writer, Christina, will take over. But sometimes if we're busy and she's under the pump because she does it for me and Dad, our loans, I'll do it myself still. Yeah. Before we had Christina, I'd get the paperwork back. I need to basically take all the paperwork these people are giving me, put it into a little package, take all the info I've collected from them and actually load it into the system. So a loan input might take, when I first started, it was taking like 4 or 5 hours to do a single loan input. Obviously now I've gotten quicker at it and I'm a little bit more proficient, but it's still at least 2 to 3 hours to do a loan input. Probably 2 hours for a relatively complicated one.
Okay.
Because we've got to load it into our aggregator system and then copy it across to the blender system and make sure it all marries up and lines up. Then you've got to type up notes for the file. So you've got to actually type up detailed, like a full page of notes to the assessor explaining the circumstance and what's happening. You've got to upload all the documents, attach them to the application, make sure all the conditions are met and covered, and then actually physically submit it. Once the file is then submitted, obviously it goes into a queue. Usually a lot of banks will have a pre-credit checking team.
So this is when my sister-in-law, who's a loan analyst, will jump on. Is that correct?
Yeah. So a lot of banks, what they do, they have a pre-credit checking team. So before it hits a credit assessor, they have like triage officers who go in and make sure that everything that they need is there on the file. Then it gets put in the actual credit queue and the credit assessor will pick it up. And usually what will happen is, it's a lot of the time these days, especially if you've got complex scenarios, you're never going to have an assessor pick it up and go, yep, bang, approved.
Yeah.
A lot of the time they'll have questions or queries or something's not clear or I've missed something because it does happen.
I hear the other end from her not being like, bloody missing this. but had 100 things today.
Look, it goes both ways. At the end of the day, I'm very anal about the way I do my job.
I can
make
imagine.
sure, but I'm also human. I'll miss something. And if I do, generally speaking, the assessor will call me. They're instructed to always try and contact us first. If they can't reach us, they'll send us an email, organize a time to chat. So a lot of the time it's also follow-up. I've got to, organize a time to talk to this assessor and nut out this file with them to make sure we get it over the line. Once the deal's approved, the banks are going to issue loan contracts. A lot of it is e-sign now, but people still like to go through them with me. So
especially even elderly people, they don't trust
absolutely
anything online.
Absolutely.
And I'm assuming your dad's clients, maybe a bit more elderly, he's been dealing with them for a long time.
My dad old.
No. But I'm saying if he's had clients from 30 years ago and they were 30 then, and now 30 years later.
We got a lot of ethnic clients.
Yeah,
they don't trust technology.
Yeah, exactly right. Sorry, that's where I was going with it.
I'm not going to put my driver license number in the computer, mate. What do you mean? They're going to take it.
They're going to steal my identity.
Yeah.
Drain my accounts.
No, you know why? There are some banks who take it too far. They do the bank account system where you give them consent, they go scrape data from your bank accounts. A lot of people are not comfortable with that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Which I get that. I understand that. You're giving whatever institution access to your private banking data, which is pretty full on. Obviously, I know they argue it's all secure and stuff, and it is generally encrypted and secure, but still. Anyway, point is, some loan contracts, some banks you still have to do them physically in certain circumstances, like a guarantor loan. Guarantor docs can't be e-signed; they have to be printed and signed.
Yes, I know.
And some banks make the guarantors go, actually, they have to get a certificate saying they've spoken to a solicitor.
Mm-hmm.
But there's still
and they understand their
but some banks
responsibilities.
don't. It's not, they highly recommend it, but it's not necessary. And so if some people want to waive that right, I'll say, look, the documents are very complicated. I'll print them off. I'll come see you. And I'll sign. And they need a witness. I'll witness it all and help them sign.
Yeah.
And then once the documents are signed, there's also, you then just have to follow it up and guide it through to settlement too. So you got to make sure even after the contracts are signed, there might be other items they need, like an insurance certificate of currency or something like that. You make sure the solicitors are on the ball. A lot of the time I have to follow up a lot of conveyances. Some of them are lazy. They don't want to do their job. A lot of the time the banks are lazy. They don't want to do their job in the sense of I'll sit there, I'll have a file that's supposed to settle in 2 days and they haven't actually made the PEXA workspace. And I'm like, what the fuck's going on? And I chase it up. I'll call the bank and I'll call the conveyancer and say, what are we doing? Can we make sure this is sorted? I'm very hands-on. That's probably to my own detriment a lot of the time. But like I said, I'm very anal and very particular. And then obviously there's just general admin. So every file that we do, you have to have compliance on it too. There's certain compliance paperwork and forms that have to be signed. They have to be.
And that's time consuming in itself.
That's where Christina comes in. Our loan writer does most of that. Before she was on board,
Christina.
It was a lot. It was crazy. So that's why most brokers do have a loan writer or a documents person or an admin person, because it's just necessary. There's so much.
Yeah.
And that's obviously in between that, you generally just get other phone calls, people, clients wanting to get basic information, even lenders, other industry professionals too. A lot of the time, the lenders assign certain managers to brokers and they want to get in touch because they want to maintain a relationship, which I like when they do that. Or we have to do a certain number of professional development hours every year as well. So you have to set aside time to do training sessions and go to development days and courses and things like that.
Yeah, same as us, yeah.
So it's never ending. There's always stuff. And then on top of that, I also run a business. So I've also got to do the admin for my business side of things, my cash flow management, my books. I've got to make sure my data's up to date, the spreadsheets, get it to the accountant.
BAS.
Yeah. So there's a lot that goes into it, more than people realize. And again, I try to work as efficient as I can. So my, mantra is I want to be done all my work for the day that I needed to. I'll nut out what I need to do for the day, and I usually try and make sure it's done by 2:33 in the afternoon so that I am then free to go do other things that require my attention too.
Do you have time for a wife?
I will make time. I promise.
I'm worried.
No, I think I do. Like I said, I'm pretty good I manage my time pretty well.
Yeah.
And look, that's like I said, I do it that way so that when if I don't have things on, like I said, I don't always have appointments. I might go a month without having to actually physically see a client in person. It just depends what I've got on.
Dream.
And if that happens, I might have 2 nights of the week free. And usually if I've got a night free in the week, I'm usually on the PlayStation or Netflix. Chilling. So I can make time.
Yeah.
And I don't work on the weekends.
You're pretty strict with yourself on that?
One thing I've learned from experience is there's no point.
Okay.
Because the issue you've got is I deal with banks. The banks don't work on the weekends.
Yeah.
The conveyancers, the solicitors who handle settlements don't work on the weekend.
Fair enough.
So for me to work on the weekend, it's what's the point? Nothing's going to get done.
Only person there.
If I submit an application to a bank on Saturday, it doesn't technically, they quote on business days for how long it's in the queue. It doesn't hit the queue until Monday anyway. So therefore it's
you've done all the work and what's the point? Yeah.
What's the point? And on top of that, I want to have a life.
Yeah.
So to me, it's you know what? If my job required me to work Saturdays, I would. And if it was going to benefit my clients or me, I would do it.
But there is no
there's no
point.
benefit to anybody.
Yeah.
And all I'm doing is creating extra stress and headache for myself and restricting my own life outside of my job. So
Burning yourself out for no reason.
yeah. Bear in mind, like I've had clients, they'll go to auctions on Saturdays, for example, and they'll call me saying, oh my God, we've got the house. I'll take the calls. That's not a problem.
Yeah.
Generally
But
speaking.
you just say,
I'm not
look,
gonna,
we'll revisit it on Monday.
Send me the contracts Monday. I'll have a look first thing.
Yeah.
Not much else I can really do. Yeah.
Busy man.
He is.
Something like that.
He's a very busy man.
I try. I feel like I've been talking more so to Maddie because I can't face both of you at once. And
No,
I feel
it's
like
okay. I've been just taking it all in.
I miss you. It's good. You can be part of the conversation now. Anything you want to add, Ben? I'll turn my back.
No, I think that was really good. I liked it. Yeah.
Cool. Well, I don't really have anything else to add. I think I've been pretty thorough. I hope I have.
You have.
There you have it. A day in the week of the day. What did you call it before?
A week
You called it week in the life of the day, of the minute, of the hour. With
It reminds me, the video, the kid, the little blonde
yes.
ball camera was like, and man, you could be, and then if you,
Yeah, and he starts crying, doesn't he?
I don't know. That's what Maddie sounded
Okay.
like. But sorry.
No, that's what you were calling it before. A bit of a tongue twister. A week in the life with Kristian Karamatic,
Yes.
a mortgage broker,
Business owner.
We are
business
going
owner,
to do it for them.
podcast
Coffee
editor,
drinker.
coffee enthusiast,
Too much.
runner, futsal player, dancer. Thanks, Paris. We forgot that one. The most importantly, Macedonian dancer. Oops, Croatian dancer. Wow.
I do a lot. Like I said, I've the last couple of years I've actually tried to cut back on how much I've been, because I went through a stage where it was even worse. I had so much stuff on there. It's just there was no time for anything else. So
Sometimes you got to say no.
yeah, absolutely. And I've learned that the hard way. So I try to now. I try not to load too much up on my plate, but
He's learning.
yeah.
He's a good boy.
And he's available. So if you like what you see, ladies, if you like what you heard,
if you like,
jump on.
Jump on.
Yeah, or just get a free dinner. Why not?
Yeah. Jump. I was going to say jump on the pod.
You guys harp on about broker
Jump
wants a wife. I have thought about this. The only way to do it that's not going to be really awkward and cringy for all parties concerned, especially me, is we have to do like
A
dinner
vetting.
somewhere.
A dinner.
Yeah.
Like go to
Speed
debutante.
dating.
If we're just going to debutante, I'm in.
That's the only way you can.
So we're
really
going to do like
it.
a speed dating at debutante, but we pay for all the girls' dinner. So that's how we'll get them to show up.
I think so, because they're not going to show up for any other reason. I can tell you that much.
Oh,
do
don't
it.
be so hard on
Our
yourself.
first mukbang.
It's mukbang.
Mukbang, isn't it? Mukbang.
I don't know. I can't
You've
say it,
confused
that's
me
why.
now.
Anyway, we better get off here before we say something
Yeah,
about it.
Yeah.
I think we need to wrap it
Thank
up.
you all again for continuing to listen. If you've got any feedback, hit the inbox.
Any
and
episode
if you want a
ideas?
free dinner, then message Kara.
Thank you.
Yeah. any episode ideas, or you want to jump on yourself, flick us a message. That's what Macaulay did
Yep.
multiple times,
Mhm.
and we caved.
We had to
He was
eventually.
begging.
He was. We love it when he begs. On that note, over and out, and ciao.
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 Cut. Everything presented in this podcast is for information and entertainment purposes only, and all advice is to be considered general in nature. It does not take into account your personal circumstances and financial objectives. Please consider if this advice is right for you and look to consult a financial professional.